top anti-pigmentation ingredients, I'm going to talk you through my top 7 ingredients to help fight pigmentation, which is such a common skin concern. This is independent of the type of pigmentation. It could be that this is melasma, it could be that this is age spots or solar lentigos, and for some people it's even down to freckles. But what can you do using ingredients at home? I guess I have to start with hydroquinone, which is a prescription anti-pigmentation ingredient which can be found in several different products. Usually, prescription-wise, it comes in a 4% concentration, occasionally lower and sometimes higher. Hydroquinone has had a lot of attention over the years. It's something which was talked about with regards to Michael Jackson and his skin, and in his situation it was used because he suffered from vitiligo to provide the appearance of a more even skin tone. But it does remain as one of the most evidence-based ingredients that we have when fighting pigmentation, and especially when combined with other ingredients, it can give some great results. However, in my practice, I find myself recommending more, because it's actually not prescription, my second ingredient, which is something called cysteamine. So cysteamine was actually discovered around the same time as hydroquinone and has the same, if not better, result head for head, but associated with less things like cytotoxicity or the carcinogenic risk, all of the very small risks associated with topical use of hydroquinone, but ones which are there theoretically in mice models. So cysteamine bypasses all of these problems, which is why it is available through medical clinics but doesn't need a prescription. Cysteamine's problem, and why it wasn't used more widely, is that it stank. Every time someone tried to formulate it into a cream, it was associated with a really pungent smell. But that problem has now been bypassed by virtue of a laboratory accident, putting the wrong thing in the wrong test tube. I really commonly recommend Sente cysteamine with HSA product. This is applied to the skin for 15 minutes before being washed off with a simple cleanser. And as a treatment over a period of 16 weeks, we've seen some really dramatic results with this one. Now, in terms of more commonly known about ingredients, which ones could you go for? My third is vitamin C. If you've got very, very, very mild pigmentation, you might find that vitamin C alone is enough. And you'll certainly find it in pigmentation products in combination with other ingredients. I do like it as a preventative as well, because applying this underneath your sunscreen really minimizes the UV damage that your skin will suffer from. So vitamin C is a great one for more minor cases of pigmentation or taking a proactive preventative approach. Then we've got ingredients like Coic Acid, which you'll find in topicals, you'll also find in some chemical peels, and is actually originally from mushrooms, but is well known for its anti-pigmentation effect. Can't talk about pigmentation without also touching on my fifth, which is retinoids. Retinoids are, again, well known for their anti-pigmentation activity. I will usually, if someone suffers with pigmentation as a key skin concern, I'll usually combine retinoids with other ingredients in the same skincare routine. So often combining maybe hydroquinone with retinoid or vitamin C with retinoids. So it's often needing a multifactorial approach. With retinoids, they will also help the pigment to clear from the skin more quickly by speeding up cell turnover. So they're a really useful ingredient to include in there. Tranexamic acid is another one. This is my number 6. Tranexamic acid is used by many women as a tablet and a medication for problem periods. So it's something that's in widespread medical use, but is also particularly useful for pigmentation. We can use it topically, and it helps to inhibit the melanocytes, which are the cells that make melanin, which is pigment. But it can also be taken orally, and in these situations is particularly useful for melasma in combination with other ingredients that we might use topically. Last but not least, I'm going to use Arbutin. So Arbutin is my 7th, and this is non-prescription again, and within the cells, this is then metabolized to hydroquinone, which is the very first one we talked about. And of course, you may think, if I can use a non-prescription one, which is then converted to hydroquinone, why would I even bother with the prescription version? Well, it's because that conversion can be variable. Some people don't convert it at all, and other people can convert it more dramatically than expected. I find this one's a really good product to use if people need to take a break from using hydroquinone, because we wouldn't recommend being on hydroquinone consistently. So this can be a great step down product that lets people still use an effective anti-pigmentation ingredient. If this content has been useful for you, please give it a thumbs up or send me a little message below, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.